प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं मनान्त्राता श्रीकृष्णस्त्वमदात्मना वन्दे राधिका परमेश्वरी गोपिका परमां शुद्ध लागिनी शक्तिरूपिणी नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षणं यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तत्त्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये Eternal seekers of divine bliss, as we have been doing through the last 3 sessions, we will first chant the divine name for a couple of minutes, and after that will be a conclusion of what you have been listening to for the last 3 sessions. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram I was getting prepared for a temperature of 13 and 14 today, and see, it's 20. Even the sun is pleased with all of you all. The brightness of knowledge has been compared to the brightness of the radiance of the sun. And we have both with us today. Because as I've been saying to you that I'm sharing with you the unique divine teachings of a great, great master who is no less than the fifth original Jagat Guru of our great country, India. The spiritual leader of the entire world. Some of you have been coming every day. So from what you have listened, one thing is evident, that what you're listening to is very simple, logical, it's dispelling your doubts, it's making the jigsaw puzzle of the world clear to you little by little. Why have we come here? What is our goal in life? Not 1, 2, 20 or a million, no, just one goal. And our whole life revolves around this goal. All that we have done, what we are doing and we will do, it is to fulfill this one goal which we all know as happiness. हिंदी में सुख बोलते हैं, आनंद बोलते हैं, मज़ा बोलते हैं, लुत्फ बोलते हैं, शांति बोलते हैं, joy. So many related terms for that one goal of happiness. And we will never be able to catch even a glimpse of that happiness which our inner being is seeking unless and until we know the why, the where and the how. And as human beings, we need to ask these questions. That's why we are here. We have the gift of knowledge. We are meant to think. We are meant to understand life, what it is all about. That's why India is the spiritual genius of the world because they were deep thinkers who went into intense meditations far beyond the level of the intellect, and they experienced those divine truths which are not known to people in the West. And that's why all the great philosophers and thinkers of this side of the world, which many of us so far have been imitating. We imitate the West, and the West goes to India to learn. I remember long back, some of you must have heard of the novelist Barbara Cartland. Right, all these love story novels and all. Long back she wrote to India, to one of the political heads over there. She said, life in the West is getting to be a mess. And I request you to spread a spirituality, the spirituality of the West, the East. Let it be spread to the West so that our lives here become balanced. There's a complete disbalance. There's a focus only on this material body. It's all about the body, about food, clothes and shelter. That's what it is, wherever you go. And that's all we focus our life. As I was telling you, a big fever, stress is in the air. What is it? Exams. Not only the children, the parents. And what is this education about? Swami Vivekananda said, a bread-winning education is not going to give you an inner peace of mind. There is more to it. We have a soul within, feeding the soul. We have left it hungry. And that's what the Western life is about. We are not even aware. If you tell a Westerner, proper one who's been born in this part of the world, they don't even know that there is something called a soul. They only think I'm a body and then I'm born into this world and I die and that's it. That's all they know of life. So eat, drink and be merry. That's their motto. जब तक जियो सुख से जियो कर्जा करके घी पियो मरने के बाद किसने देखा? People are living on loans. You cannot even know a person. He's got the best car, big house. ये सब किराए का है ये नहीं पता. उनको नींद भी आ जाती है. आजकल के लोगों को पहले के ज़माने में if you even had a little loan to pay, you couldn't sleep. I want to pay off. Get done. But yeah, it's cool. That's the way. Once a lifetime you get this life, we drink and we marry. This is called an Epicurean philosophy. ग्रीस से निकली थी. इंडिया में इसको बोलते हैं चार वाक सिद्धांत. So this goal of happiness is got to do with that divine entity whom we are parts of. हम उसके अंश हैं. और वो कौन है? For us, he's just some, कोई कहता है भगवान, कोई God or whatever. He's up there. What does he do? If we do wrong, he'll punish us. If we do good, we reward us. And more than that, for us, as I said, he's our order supplier. You have a list of ये दे दो, ये कर दो, वो नहीं किया तुम्हें. Either complaints होती हैं और या तो हमारे पास order होता है. I want. That's what he is for us. I'm sure he must be getting fed up. हर समय उनके पास वो डिमांड लिस्ट जाती है. कोई भी नहीं कहता है I want you. Why don't you ask for that straight away? Then you get everything. That's the sensible thing, isn't it? Ask for the keys to the treasure instead of asking for little chocolates and lollipops. They're going to be over with. I remember reading a story about creation. Somebody sort of probably made it, but there's a lesson behind it, that when God created for his children this wonderful world, the more we look at it, it's so beautiful. See the countryside here. You have so many parts of the world. You have beautiful places in India, everywhere in the world. This beautiful world, all these vegetables and wonderful things for us to He created for us as children. बड़ा बाप है ना, अपने बच्चों के लिए इतना कुछ किया, लेकिन क्या हुआ? जैसे ही सृष्टि की और हम संसार में आए, बस दिन भर कंप्लेन, दिन भर डिमांड, यही चलता रहा. You gave me a lousy nose, you've given me this, you didn't do this for me, and this, that and the other. हमारा ये ऐसा है, हमारा बाप ऐसा, हमारा बच्चा ऐसा, ये दिन भर कंप्लेन. उन्होंने इतना किया, and all we did was complain, and God got fed up. He thought, I've done so much for them, I want to hide somewhere. All day keep listening to complaints. Where should I hide? Then he called all the wise men in his abode. He said, can you tell me where I want to hide? I want to hide from my own children. Man, he's always groaning, complaining and all that, instead of saying thank you. So some people said, I tell you what, you go down into the deepest point of the ocean, go and hide there. He said, no way, there's no point because man's going to reach there. Submarine बनाएंगे, dive करेंगे, मुझे वहाँ पे भी पकड़ लेंगे. So somebody said, okay, go to the highest point on highest, that's Mount Everest, isn't it? And you know people have gone there. Go and hide over there. Nobody will come over there. It's too dangerous to get down over there. So many people have died. People are adventurous, they don't mind death, but they will go there. So many people died recently when there was a landslide. So God says, no, that's not a good suggestion. Then a wise old man came and he whispered in God's ears, I'll tell you where to hide. Nobody will find you. And if anybody does find you there, no complaints after that. And do you know where he hid? He hid within us. Anybody who undertakes that journey of finding him within, that person ceases to have complaints forever. He himself said, he says to us, do we believe it? Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe junatishtati. Arjun, I reside within the heart of each and every one. वो मेरी रहने की जगह है. I never leave you even for a fraction of a second. Sri Maharaji says that if you believe this, it's Sri Krishna's words. And it's not only here, all the scripture, Yatmani Tishtati, every religion talks about that. And yet, do we think about it seriously? Sri Krishna, Swayam, और हमारे अंदर है, हर समय है. मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ और वो लगातार मेरे पास है, मुझे देख रहे हैं. आई एम सो फॉर्चुनेट. देखिए, अंधेरे में कोई स्त्री, suppose a lady 25 years old or 30 years old, she has to go in the dark. A 10-year-old boy is with her. She feels assured, I've got a man with me. है, एक सपोर्ट फील होता है कि कोई तो है हमारे साथ, अकेली नहीं हूँ. तो फिर वो तो सपोर्ट, that are all powerful, that merciful, that loving, all in all, बाप है, माँ है, सब कुछ है, वो हमारे साथ हैं. अगर इस चीज को हम डेवलप करेंगे, कोई साधना, कोई मेडिटेशन, कुछ भी नहीं जरूरत है. This is an attainment by itself if we start believing this gradually. इसको practice करने में तो कुछ नहीं लगता है. It's a fact. So you have to tell yourself, believe this, then we are believers. Belief means believing those divine words, and these are words of Sri Krishna himself. I reside within you. So if he is with you, the first thing that will happen is, as we believe, then we will start becoming fearless. We will become really very happy. I don't care. पंजाबी लोग बैठे हैं ना, तो एक रुसे न बंसरी वाला तो होर पावे जग रुस जा. I don't care. He is with me. The Lord of all lords, the Lord of love, that's Sri Krishna. So that merciful Lord is with me. Why should I fear anything? And when there is awareness of somebody watching you all the time, then there is no word called private in your dictionary. No privacy. He knows. We do a lot of things wrong when we think I am alone. किसी को नहीं पता. बताना नहीं. We always say to people, and then we go around telling everybody. But there is somebody who knows, who's watching. So he's a witness of your every action, and that will deter us from doing anything wrong. Oh, he is watching. Just like you have, example है आपके देश में कैमरा. कोई कह रहा था स्विंडन में कैमरा नहीं है, हटा दिया है, लेकिन बाकी जगह तो है. तो जहाँ कैमरा पता है तो क्या किया आपने? स्पीड संभाल ली, फोटो खींच लेगा. फिर क्या होगा? फिर आगे तो आपको पता ही है, पैसा भी जाएगा, पॉइंट्स भी लग जाएंगे. You fear these cameras so much, you don't do wrong. And here he is there watching you. 24-hour कैमरा है वो, कभी बंद नहीं होता वो, हर समय. So he resides within us. This is the reality. And we only know of him as one whom we can go and ask for things. He is bliss. And we are parts of him. And unless and until we attain him, we can never have, as I said, a glimpse. What is happiness? We think happiness is when you have your favorite ice cream, when you buy some new dress, when you have a new car. We identify that because we don't know anything better. But it's not satisfied you completely till today. Yes, you do experience a happiness when something new is done, but how long? It's momentary. जो आए और चला जाए उसको सुख नहीं कहते, वो धोखा है. And that's why it's not satisfying us. True happiness, I told you the definition, what we are internally, all of us looking for. Same happiness, everlasting, unlimited, ever increasing. And that applies only to that spiritual divine happiness. That is our search, that is our goal. So therefore the scriptures say, and I told you one thing important, this is possible only in human life. Only in human life. Golden chance. Labdhva sudurlabhamidam bhausam bhavante manusyamartadamanityamapi hadhira. A golden opportunity. No other life. Not only permanent freedom from every kind of suffering, because human life is to break the cords of karma. कर्म का गले में फंदा है ना, इसको हम मनुष्य जीवन में तोड़ सकते हैं, and this world is the place for it. And that's why we are here. We are not here to increase the bondage. That's what we have been doing. By not understanding what leads to bondage, we create more bondage and more. And then we question, भगवान तुमने ऐसा क्यों किया मेरे साथ? भगवान में कहते हैं, उनको तो कह ही सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो तो बोलेंगे नहीं कि मैंने नहीं किया, तुम ही नहीं किया. कर्म के कर्ता तो तुम ही हो. You are responsible for your actions. You have sown those seeds, so you have to reap them. It's not me. So in human life, only in human life, and how I have laid the foundation good and strong for you in the last 3 lectures, and how I'll have to go through it briefly, but I want you to pay rapt attention, because what I'll speak is a capsule, a nutshell. However, as I suggested, जिसके भूख है वो महाराज जी की बुक पढ़ ले, is the gist. And also his lectures are broadcast on Asa channel every evening at 6:30. If you're not at home, record it, listen to it, and you will get the supreme knowledge. And to be able to, this is the importance of the 5th original Jagat Guru. The other four, we hear of them. Jagat Guru, Nimbarkacharya, Madhvacharya. But can you see them live on TV? No. Can you hear their very own voice? Powerful vibrations. The saint's voice is very powerful. It penetrates. And that is the blessing of technology for you today. You can see right in front of you. He enters your house every day if you make an attempt to switch on the TV. And of course, sometimes there are live programs, other programs. There may not be a program, but more or less through the year. Listen to him. So that knowledge is available. It's available. That's the greatest wealth, I tell you. The spiritual knowledge is the greatest wealth. Because what can lead you to the home of supreme bliss, that which can lead you to freedom from suffering, isn't that what we want? We want peace. And the knowledge that takes you there, that's your wealth. We will try to understand this how? Through the most popular book of scripture, the most renowned book of scripture. Of course, all of them are important, but the world knows the Bhagavad Gita, right? In the Western world especially, study circles and discussions on the Bhagavad Gita. The Gita opens up with what? Arjuna in a state of anxiety. Arjuna in a state of what we call stress, depression, everything. What we go through, that is what Arjuna's state is. And he says, Eva Mukta Arjuna Sankhe Rathopastha Pavishat Visricha Sasharam Chapam Shokasam Vigna Manasaha. That is the end of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. He sinks back in the chariot, all shaking, trembling with fear, anxiety. He says, I can't take part in this war at all. And here he has actually requested Sri Krishna to come and help him in the war of Mahabharata. He especially went to Dwarika. And you know that Sri Krishna said to him, I am not going to take up any weapons, Arjun. And on the one hand is my entire army, and on the other hand, me alone without weapons. Choose. Arjun didn't have to think twice. I want you. I'm not going to fight. I'm telling you that. Doesn't matter. I just want you the way you are. Because Arjun knows who Sri Krishna is. And look at the mercy, the love of the Lord for those who are surrendered to Him. What is He doing? He played the role of a charioteer. सारथी क्या होता है? नौकर होता है ना? रथ चलाता है. रथ ही नहीं चलाता है, घोड़ों की उनको चोट लग सकती है बैटल में, उनकी मरहम पट्टी भी कर रहा है, घोड़ों को साफ सुथरा करके फिर सवेरे सवेरे लड़ाई के समय उनको फिर रथ पे बांध दिया और आगे बैठे हैं, और वो लॉर्ड अर्जुन पीछे बैठे हैं और ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं, कृष्ण रथ को ले चल. ऑर्डर, ले चलिए नहीं बोले, ले चल. कहाँ? दोनों सेनाओं के बीच में. I want to see who I'm fighting against. सेनयोर उभयोर मध्ये रथम स्थापयाम्यच्युत. And after that, what followed, he refused. One thing, maybe sometime we'll get a chance, and I will discuss this book of scripture in detail, the Bhagavad Gita. It's an important book, and we all, according to the level of understanding and discussions we have, people can spend the entire lifetime or many lifetimes to understand. I said to you, who is a speaker? God Himself. And here we are discussing the Bhagavad Gita. Who is Arjun? An avatar. He was not deluded. There was no stress, there was no depression in Arjun. He pretended on our behalf, so that we could get this priceless, invaluable, this map of life, how to be freed of suffering. That's what he guided him to, Sri Krishna. So the Gita begins with Arjuna expressing his helpless, his stressed state before Sri Krishna and praying to him, Shishasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam, 2nd chapter, 7th verse. I am a surrendered disciple and I accept you as my Guru. Please guide me. What should I do? What is dharma? What is adharma? And I want to be freed of this state of stress, of fear, anxiety. Please guide me. So what is Arjuna teaching us? He's teaching us that we obviously need guidance, just as we need a teacher in the material world to study the alphabets. Have you ever bought your children books? Come and read yourself. उसकी उंगली पकड़ के ए ऐसा होता है बोले, माँ बाप ने सिखाया. Even simple alphabets we needed a teacher. And we are desperate to have the best education for the children, isn't it? We'll send them to grammar schools, private schools, everything. My child should have the best. Why don't you buy the books, give it to them, then let them read themselves? That's it. No, it's not possible. Then how can we think when it comes to the science of spirituality, just because I'm an educated person, I'm going to understand these profound truths of the scriptures? Anantam param gambiram durvigahyam samudravat. The Bhagavad Puran says, it's deeper than the deepest point of the ocean, these spiritual truths. We need somebody to simplify them and bring them down to your level. So that is how the Bhagavad Gita begins. And for most people, Bhagavad Gita means karma. Am I right? Gita mein kaha hai duty karo? Karma hai siddhant. That's where we are mistaken. It is always said little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Yes, Gita is about karma. But Sri Krishna is not teaching Arjuna just karma. He's teaching him something more than that, because Gita has got more aspects of karma than just karma. Karma mein anek bhed Govind Radhe, karma vikarma akarma bata de. He gives instructions about the various kinds of karma. There's just one thing called karma. Then there is vikarma, which is the opposite of karma. Then there is akarma, which is also referred to as karma yoga. And there is lastly karma sannyas. So do you know about all this? Not really what it means. But the Gita refers to all of this. And the instructions of Sri Krishna to Arjuna is karma yoga. Not just karma. Karma plus yoga. It's two things. And this has been expressed in one of the verses very clearly, 8th chapter, 7th verse. I don't want bondage. I want to be liberated from suffering. Tell me what I should do. Should I fight? If I fight, what will happen? I'll gain kingdom. And I know that any earthly kingdom is not a source of happiness. I may have it, but no. Nakamshi Vijayam Krishna Najarajyam Sugani Cha, he says in the very first chapter. And then all these people that will be killed, I will be responsible. And I don't want to fight. Arjuna, if you do not fight, then that is shirking your duty. You're a Kshatriya. You're meant to fight for your kingdom. You're meant to fight evil. That's your duty. So if you shirk your duty, is going to be vikarma, bad action, result in hell. If I fight, it's a trap. If I don't fight, it's a trap. Then what do? Now I'll tell you what to do. Fight and do not fight. And he expresses it by saying, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhecha. This is how we have to learn to live in the world. It will come through practice, with understanding. That's why we laid out the base in the last 3 lectures. Sri Krishna is to say to Arjuna, at all times and at all places, remember me, Arjuna, and do your duty. At that particular time, the duty was to fight. It doesn't apply to us to fight. It's about what you're doing. You go to work, you're a lady, you have to look up the household, or whatever it may be, X, Y, Z, you're a student. So whatever it may be, you do that, but how do you do it? At all times and at all places, remember me. This is the yoga part of karma. Karma is that duty. Whatever it is, as I said, it could be studying, it could be a housewife, family person, you could be retired, whatever you are. That's your duty to the community, whatever. That's a physical duty. Listen very carefully. Physical duty related to the body. There is another duty, the duty of your soul. And that duty is about this attachment of the mind to the divine. Yoga. Yoga is not what we do, all this pranayama and all that. संयोगो योग इत्युक्तो जीवात्मा परमात्मनो, गरुड़ पुराण कहता है, योग का मतलब है आत्मा का परमात्मा में योग, यानी मिलन. योग Darshan, written by Maharishi Patanjali, in that all he talks about is control of the mind, because the mind is you could say, the greatest enemy. It's responsible for our bondage. And through this mind we'll be liberated. So how do you control the mind? The mind is a monkey. It's so fickle. Chanchalami mana Krishna pravati vala vadridham. Arjuna complained on our behalf. 6th chapter, 34th verse. This mind is so fickle, and you keep saying, attach your mind to me. The moment I sit and think, I want to attach the mind, it's everywhere but you. Our experience in meditation. All the things that you never ever thought of, even probably in this lifetime. And suddenly, because we have a subconscious. When you're quiet, then what happens? When you are busy, that subconscious is buried. But when you're quiet and trying to focus, then whatever is inside, in that coil of subconscious, there's an unconscious level as well. We don't know nothing about that. But subconscious is also due to what we have done in this life. That comes to the surface. And all the things that you don't want to remember, they come at that time. So therefore, he says, attach the mind, and Maharishi Patanjali, he prescribes so many different methods, Hatha Yoga and etc., etc. Eventually, do you know, towards the end of this book of scripture, he said it is impossible for a human being to control his own mind with willpower. We do. गुस्सा नहीं करेंगे, नहीं किया 3 बार, 4थी बार bomb blast हो गया. Too much. We find, we work around. It's not that we don't want to work. We work on ourselves, anger, greed, etc. But willpower नहीं. कैसे होगा? ईश्वरः प्रणिधानात्. The only method is surrender. The Gita begins with surrender. Shishyasteham sharimam tvam prapannam. And through this book of scripture, this instruction of surrender is always there. Ye thamam prapadyante tansathaiva bhajamyaham 4:11. Mameva ye prapadyante mayametan tarantite 7:14. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata 18th chapter 62nd verse. There are many other verses, no time, but the conclusion is this. You know the conclusion? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. 18th chapter 62nd verse. Surrender, surrender. And what is this surrender? Karma Yoga. We are living in the world. So therefore, we need to do both. We have a duty, we have a physical body, food, clothes, shelter is needed. You have a family, you do a duty towards the family. That's your physical duty. That's not the totality of our existence in this world. You have a human form. There is a higher duty. This karma is your lower duty. And it fluctuates. As a student, it's different. As a lady of the house, it's different. And it keeps changing. Today, the lady is no longer the same as about 50 years back. They're out working. So, it's your duty. Tonight I stayed awake, I'm tired. Now you have to stay awake. It's like equality. And sometimes people can have divorces for little things. You didn't wash the dishes last night. I don't do little thing. Equality, it's different. See, so this role, physical role changes. But that inner role, that union of the mind, that yoga part which I'm talking about, which means attachment, listen carefully, attachment of the mind to Sri Krishna, that is yoga. And karma is our duties in the world. The philosophy, the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna ne kaha Parth, Parth is the name of Arjun, Krishna ne kaha Parth Govind Radhe man mujh mein tan युद्ध में लगा दे शरीर से. That means detached. If your mind is attached to this war, I must kill that one, and this one is this and that one is this. So your mind, there is anger, there is the desire to kill, you will be bound. But if you are taking part in the war merely as a duty, and I have instructed you that you must fight to protect the good. It's a fight against the evil. In the second chapter itself, when Arjuna said, tell me what to do. So Sri Krishna said, Tasmat duttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchaya. Second chapter 37 verse. Get up and fight. You say I'm your guru and you want instructions from me, so I'm giving you the instructions to take part in this war. That's your duty. And on our behalf, Arjun asked all the questions. What will the consequences of this be? And will it be considered as sin? And how do I take part in it so it's not bondage for me? So that is what Sri Krishna is instructing Arjun to do. So Karma Yoga, Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, I'm repeating again and again. I have given you the core message of the Bhagavad Gita. It takes time. I mean, I could explain each thing in a detailed way, but maybe some other time. What I'm saying is, karma is detached performance of our physical duties in the world. And yoga is attachment of the mind to God, that is karma yoga. Again, Sri Maharaji expresses this very beautifully in Bhakti Shatak. Listen carefully. Man hari mein, tan jagat mein, karma yoga yehi jaan, Radhe Radhe. और में मन जगत में यह महान अज्ञान। राधे राधे। हाथ से तो आरती हो रही है, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, और आरती खत्म हो गई, आपको पता ही नहीं चला आप क्या कर रहे थे। वो देख रहे थे कौन आया कौन गया, ये प्रसाद क्या है, वो वहां जाना है, फिर देर हो रही है और आरती खत्म हो गई। होता है ना आपके साथ, कितनी बार होता है ये बात। Mind is, he wants your mind. Mayarpita mano buddhire, chapter 7th verse. Mayeva mana adatva my buddhim niveshaya, 12th chapter 8th verse. Give me your mind. The mind is the culprit. According to the attachment of the mind, you will have to reap the consequences. If the mind is attached to the divine, your mind will become pure and divinized and, of course, attain that divine bliss. If your mind is attached to the material world, then you will attain the material world. Simple as that. Attachment is the main noose around the neck, and we are not aware. In the world, what do we have? Tamogun, Rajogun, Sattvagun. 3 categories of Maya. So the mind is attached somewhere or the other, no matter who it is. But according to the mental level of that person, if that person is given to violence, drinking, eating, and it may be one of your own, very own near and dear one, your mind is attached there, then what will happen? That's what you will attain. Be very, very careful what you're attached to, because that is going to be what you are going to attain. People have horse racing even in England. It's an aristocratic, hobby, horse racing. But in China, it's in the blood of the people there. They're crazy about horse racing. And then, as usual, when the Indian population goes over there, they even get carried away. This is called kusam in there. Then they are also, they've got money. What do? They buy horses. Horses, we are nothing. Very cheap. Horses can be millions and millions of dollars worth. And they have such a big history. कहाँ पैदा हुआ और कहाँ बड़ा हुआ, क्या खाता है, कितने रेस भागा है, उसका जॉकी कौन है, और वो कितना, और जॉकी को भी बेचारे को he has to starve literally because he has to be light enough, right? So much goes into that horse race, and there are such thick on a certain day a whole newspaper because that's the day of the races. So those people who are into this mad racing, they are looking, studying it because they want to bet and win. Everybody is out for a win. Then I tell those people, I watch. Some people are into that trap. अगले जन्म में तुझे घोड़ा बनना पड़ेगा। क्या? घोड़ा? क्यों नहीं? दिन रात घोड़े का चिंतन करते हो तो क्या बनोगे? यही तो बनोगे। It's simple, very simple. ये हमारे सनातन धर्म की फिलॉसफी बड़ी सिंपल है. The mind is like wax. Wax जानते हैं ना? कैंडल का. When you melt this wax, it becomes liquid. Now whatever color you put, whatever color you put into the wax, red, green, blue, orange, that color penetrates into every part of that wax. Now you cannot separate the two, and therefore you've seen candles of different colors. They put the color in. The same way the mind, whosoever it melts. Because whenever you have love attachment, उसके लिए दर्द होता है ना, चिंतन होता है, intensity, you shed tears as well when you think of the person, and if you hate the person, even then the heart melts in hatred. It happens both ways. And you have an example. Kans, he knew that the eighth child of Vasudeva would kill him. And when he found out it's Nanda, the son of Nanda, Sri Krishna, then all the time, kapda pehna, इसमें भी Sri Krishna, खाना खाया, इसमें भी Sri Krishna, लेटने लगे पलंग पे, इसमें भी Sri Krishna, हर समय Krishna, 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 that fear. So in fear, he thought about Sri Krishna. His mind was completely united with Sri Krishna in fear. And when he was killed, where did he go? He attained the abode of Sri Krishna. Of course, we are not going to attach the mind with Sri Krishna in fear or hatred. No, we are not capable of that intensity. We have to go through that door through love. Love. Love is that powerful which we call bhakti. That's what he's talking about. Manmanabhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Last part of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjun, I've given you a long lecture. I'm not going to speak after this. You just do what I'm telling you. Otherwise, that's it. I'm not going to say anything more to you. I'm going to tell you the topmost secret now. Sarva guhyatamam bhuya shrinume paramam vacha. Ishtosmite dridamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. 18th chapter, 64th verse. Because you're so dear to me, I'm going to tell you the topmost secret. And this is what he revealed. Manmanabhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mame vaishasi satyante pratijane priyosime. It's all about devotion to him. It's all about surrender to him. It's all about loving and worshipping him. Then you retain me. That's it. So bhakti means love. So attachment of the mind means love. And when will this love come into your heart? When you understand you have a relationship. That's important. The moment a person, this doesn't apply to the world today, about in India 50, 100 years back. You know how marriages were arranged? The parents would look at the boy, right? The girl never saw the boy till after marriage. They accepted. It's totally different. So now, the girl is thinking, my would-be husband, isn't she? I have a relationship. But you're not even engaged. But would-be husband. She's thinking. Or even, for instance, he's studying in the same college and if she finds out my parents are planning to have a match with this boy, so she's looking at, they haven't had any kind of official formal engagement, but still my would-be. Isn't it? When you feel that there is a relationship, then love is automatic. So we have to work on ourselves, work on what we are saying mechanically with our mouth every day. You have prayers, Tvameva Mata, Shapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva. The scriptures are referring to every relationship. Divyo Deva Eko, Narayano Mata Pita, Dvaasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya. सखा भी है वो सब कुछ है तुम्हारा क्योंकि that is a relationship of the soul and it is an evident relationship even in our lives. Have you ever thought that little baby a mother gives birth to within that womb, right? How it develops inside. When did that body and how did things start happening? कान दोनों एक से बन जाए, ये आंखें दोनों कभी कभी गड़बड़ होती है तो माँ को टेंशन हो जाती है, स्क्रीन टाइट हो गया, बाकी सभी नॉर्मल है। तो ये सब चीज एक एक चीज, वो छोटी छोटी उंगलियां, those tender little hands, and then that is the outside part of the body. Within After a certain time, there is a throbbing heart within that little child. And through the mother, the food is coming into the child and it's growing. Who's planning that? Tell me, did you plan it? You've given birth to children. Have you planned all that out for your child? Or you thought, I'm going to be a mother. I'm going to give birth to a child. And you start imagining, is the child going to look like me or my husband? What am I going to name the child? And as I said, we are already planning. Doctor, engineer, what? That's all we can think about. अंदर क्या क्या miracle से हो रहा है, ये कौन कर रहा है? There's an invisible hand. Even now, we are sitting over here, and that life-giving, you could say that air, the oxygen, we are breathing in. And what's happening? It's going within, and then the impure blood is being purified. Are you aware of it? It's happening within. All you do is, you not even do, you're just doing it. Something which is so constant, if you have to make, when people have asthma, then they realize it's such an effort to breathe. And right now, very easily, we are breathing without even realizing it. And not only breathing, everything is happening within there. Those cells, every day we get older. Cells, they disintegrate, they are destroyed, and you have new, everything happens by itself. You just eat food. What happens to it? We are only concerned about the tongue, isn't it? Tasty होना चाहिए, right? वो यहाँ से नीचे उतरता है, उसके बाद आपको पता ही नहीं. और अंदर तभी तो आजकल it's so much of information, antioxidant, alkaline diet. You hear about it. But sometimes we become helpless before the tongue. The scriptures say that out of the 5 sense organs, the most powerful is the tongue. How come? जैसे we get old, चश्मा लगाना पड़ता है, कम दिखता है, फिर कम सुनने में आता है, ये सब कम हो जाता है, लेकिन जबान मरते समय भी बस खीर खिला दो. जबान को मतलब डॉक्टर हमको कहेगा ये बंद कर दो, नुकसान करेगा, और आप भी तो खाते हो. क्या करें बताओ. तो ये जबान कभी ओल्ड नहीं होती, वो तो यंग ही रहती है. तो देखिए एक सेंस ऑर्गन क्या क्या बनाया गया. A body itself is a miracle and evidence of His power, His grace. So what more do we want? It is He who gave us birth in reality. The mother was only an instrument to bring forth a soul into the world and was given a duty to look after. That's it. But it's He who planned that we have to come into the world. And when we have to leave the world, who goes with us? Anybody in the world? No. They'll go up to the graveyard, that's it. But only He goes with you. Every life, no matter what life we have after this human life, He is there with you always, always, always. So, we have a relationship, and it is forgetfulness of this relationship. Listen very carefully. It's forgetfulness of this relationship which is the root cause of each and every suffering, each and every bondage that we are experiencing. Krishna bahir मुख जीव कहाँ माया करत अधीन ताते भूलो आप कहाँ बन्यो विषय विषमीन. हमने पीठ कर ली किससे? आनंद से, श्री कृष्ण से बैक. तो हम किस ओर देख रहे हैं? माया, इस मटीरियल वर्ल्ड. आओ हमको आनंद दे दो, यही आनंद. और वो पीछे इंतजार कर रहा है, अरे मैं आनंद हूँ और तुम मेरे हो. Come to me and I'm going to give you that divine bliss and तुम उसमें सराबोर हो जाओगे. मेरे पास आओ, मेरे पास है आनंद. तो हम पीठ किए हैं, बहिर्मुख हैं, तो माया हमारे ऊपर कब्जा कर लेती है. What is माया? Anger, greed, jealousy, bondage. It takes over. Then we forget ourselves. We don't know who we are. We identify ourselves with name, profession, your caste, your religion. That's not who you are. So we forgot who we are, and therefore we forgot who we belong to. That relationship is forgotten. The relationship is with this world. And how long? Every life there is a change. हर जन्म में चेंज होता है. पिछले जन्म भी हमारे माँ बाप थे ना, और आगे वाले जन्म भी कोई बनेगा. हम किसके बच्चे बनेंगे? तो every life there is change. कति नाम सुतान लालिता कतिवानेह बधूय भुंजिनी क्वनुताश्च वावयम्. वो बाप है. आ रहा है फादर्स डे, हम उसको बाप मानेंगे. हम तो सोचेंगे हे मेरे बाप बड़े बड़े कार्ड, अभी अंदर चाय खा ली हो, अब आउटसाइड इज रिप्लेसिंग इट. डैड, we call up once in a blue moon because it's Father's Day. We probably go visiting the father if he's nearby, and that's it. If we get a visit from our children, we feel very fortunate. At least they remembered me on Father's Day. But that divine Father, who was your father last life? Tell me. Last life? Don't know. And before that? Don't know. He only one, same Father, every life. So this relationship, that's what the scriptures are telling you. तुम्हारा संबंध, relationship. You have a relationship with the world, agreed. That is your physical relationship, one part of you. And that is a temporary one, this lifetime. But you have an eternal relationship. You have an eternal relationship with a reservoir of bliss and love. You belong there, and it's a separation from Him. Jiv jab te harite bilgano tab te deh geh nij manyo माया वश स्वरूप बिसरायो. अपने आप को भूल गए तो क्या हुआ? ते ही भ्रम ते दारुण दुख पायो. शरीर मानकर दुख पा रहे हैं, पाएंगे. सब हम लोग ज्ञानी तो बनते हैं, कम से कम भारत के लोग जिनको थोड़ा सा ज्ञान है. जब कोई संसार से चला जाता है, अरे हमारी बात छोड़ो, कम्युनिस्ट भी मृत्यु की बात वैसे ही तो करता. Those who don't believe in God, don't believe in the soul, what do they see when a person dies? He left the world, he's no more. Don't they say that? The body is lying right there, and people go to give their condolences, their last respects to the body. Don't they do that? And if it is a great personality, somebody of the state level, then there is a funeral procession and everybody is paying respects to the body. That person is gone. So they talk about death in the same way. At that time, we separate both, don't we? The body and that spark of life, that which kept the body alive from head to toe. That's different. This is the body. Does anybody want to keep the body? No. घर के कहे दे गई काढ़ो भूत भये को खाए. We are scared to be in the same room as a dead body. The person is gone. So that spark of life. See the very proof in the world. Has science been able to identify? Take a picture of it. Has science been able to even evaluate what the weight of it is? They've tried lots of things. They enclose a dying man in a glass cage. Yeah? And they know any moment he's going to go, we're going to watch. We're going to watch. कोई लाइट दिखेगी, कोई ग्लास में क्रैक आ जाएगा, कुछ तो होगा, तो हम बता सकते हैं ये हमने पकड़ लिया. कुछ भी नहीं. Why? Because because your instruments are material. That spark of life, that part of Sri Krishna is divine. Your material instruments are not going to be able to see or grasp that. For that, you require that divine, that pure mind, that spiritual practice to be able to experience the self and the Supreme Being. So all these things that are around us, they are an evidence that there is that Supreme Being, and He is the one who gave us this physical body. He is the one who created. And not only that, even till this day, He is looking after us in every way. And yet we do not accept our relationship with Him. So it's all about this connection to Him. And that's why I always remember the beautiful words of Swami Vivekananda. God doesn't want any kind of physical worship from us. आपने कितनी माला जपी, कितनी आरती की. एक जगह मैं गई थी, कहाँ, जर्मनी. एक मंदिर था वहाँ. अब एक आध आरती होती है तो मैं बैठती हूँ कि इट्स डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल. एक खत्म हुई, दूसरी शुरू हुई, तीसरी शुरू, चौथी, पांचवी, छठी, आके मुझे उठ के डालना पड़ा. इतनी मोटी बुक और आरतियाँ, और सब एक के बाद एक. माइक लेना है ना, हमको भी बोलना है. ये हो रहा है, आप क्या कर रहे हैं आप? हम अपनी हरकत सुनते. God is not concerned about that externally. What we are doing externally is not bothered. He is bothered about your inner mind. Where is your mind? When you were sitting down to do any kind of worship or meditate, He only notes the time that you spend thinking about Him. Thinking about Him. He's mine. And He has openly said, you are all mine, you belong to me. Accepting this truth. So it's the mind that is important, the attachment of the mind. By attachment, we mean love. Swami Vivekananda said, very beautiful. This is God speaking to us. He's saying to us, thy knowledge, man, I value not. Oh, I've read this, I know that. I've got so many degrees, I know this. Even if it's spiritual, you think you've read all of it. Thy knowledge, man, I value not. It is thy love I fear. It is thy love that shakes my throne and brings God to human tear. When we shed 2 tears for Sri Krishna, He sheds even more for us. He's waiting for His children to come home to Him. And we are wandering in this world. हम सब आवारा हो गए. उनके बच्चे हैं, उनको भूल गए. बस कभी गए मंदिर, जय हो प्रणाम, घंटी बजा दी, जरा मुझे एक नौकरी दिला दो अच्छी सी, मुझे एक नया मकान भी हो जाए तो ठीक है, और अब हम हॉलिडे पे जाने वाले हैं, जरा वेदर भी थोड़ी सी अच्छी है. क्या क्या बस मांगते हैं, बस हो गई छुट्टी. वो आपके हैं, आप उनको अपना मानो तो जो कुछ मांग लो. अपना तो माना नहीं, बस मांगने के लिए हम पहुंच गए. तो Vivekananda said, it is thy love I fear, it is thy love that shakes my throne, brings God to human tear. For love, behold, the Lord of all, the formless, ever free, is made to take the human form, to play and live with thee. वो आपके पास आना चाहता है, रहना चाहता है. He's there anyway, but we have to have that purity of heart to experience Him. He's waiting for us. So this philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, in simple terms, it is hands, mind to God and hands to the world. Simple. Mind to God and hands to the world. शरीर से संसार में वर्क करो. Detached. We have gone very deep in attachment, so it's not going to be happening just by listening. Some of you are already in the process. That's why I said in the morning, you're sitting over here. There is a certain amount of detachment, but we have to proceed. Realizing this, that I am a soul and mine and He is the source of the bliss I'm searching for. तो संसार मेरा नहीं है, इसमें सुख नहीं है. आपका संसार है? कुछ नहीं आपका. शरीर भी आपका नहीं है, तो इसके बाहर क्या आपका होगा? Isn't it logical? शरीर आपका है. Can you stop it from aging? Can you stop it from any disease? And of course, we are all helpless before the final moment. तो शरीर भी हमारा नहीं है, छुड़वाया जाएगा जबरदस्ती. तो फिर शरीर के बाहर कोई भी रिश्ता, कोई भी सामान, ये हमारा कैसे? अब लिख लो प्रॉपर्टी पे नाम, जमा कर दो. हमारे 4 प्रॉपर्टी हो गई. भगवान हंसते हैं, अरे और जमा करो, ये तो मेरी सृष्टि है. तुम लाख नाम, तुम्हारे इस घर में कितने लोग रह चुके, जो पैसा तुम्हारे वॉलेट में है वो पैसा कितने हाथों से गुजर चुका. और जब जब जिसके भी पर्स में मेरा है, फिर उसके बाद आगे निकला. तो इसलिए हमारा ये बाहर कुछ भी नहीं है, ये समझ करके attaching the mind there. So hands to work, mind to God. That's the philosophy of the Gita in short. And our plea usually is, oh, this is very difficult. I mean, detached karma, we do it, we are experts in that. All those unwelcome guests you welcome, आइए हम तो आपको रोज याद करते हैं. अंदर से आप सोचते हैं ये क्यों आया इस समय, बिना फोन करके चले आए. गुस्सा आ रहा है, लेकिन उनके आगे चाय पानी भी आराम से रखते हैं, और घर में बादाम काजू है वो भी रखेंगे, और वो सोचता है बड़ी खातिर हुई. अब खातिर अंदर तुम जानते तो पता चलता. So we are experts in detached performance. It's just a handful of people that we are attached to, and we understand the temporary nature, the fleeting nature of this material world, then we'll gradually come to that. This very country, इस country में और तो कोई तीर्थ नहीं है, तो कौन सा तीर्थ है? शेक्सपियर का स्ट्रैटफोर्ड अपॉन एवॉन. इंडिया में वृंदावन जाते हैं, द्वारका जाते हैं लोग, यहाँ पहुंच जाते हैं. यही उनका तीर्थ है एक तरह से. उन्हीं शेक्सपियर ने लिखा, very important, he said, all the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and each man in his time has many parts to play. They're all playing a part. एक आदमी बाप भी है, बेटा भी है, भाई भी है, और किसी का दोस्त भी है, और हो सकता है किसी का दुश्मन भी है, ये भी है. तो सबका रोल है. एक दिन आए और एक दिन जाना है. स्टेज के अंदर when we play a part, then what happens? You come in, you do your role, then go out. That's what the world is. He said the world is a stage. If we understand this, we have to play our role properly. By properly means, we try to be good, we try to be understanding, patient, forgiving. When there is no expectation, you see, expectation leads to grudges. Expectation leads to anger. And when the expectation gets less and you understand what I want, I will get from there. So then people's behavior does not unsettle you. You don't get angry. You know they're helpless. They want this for me and I can't. Or you are thinking of something and you realize, no, it's not possible. Everybody is just like me. We are all imperfect beings in this world, striving to attain perfection. So you become more understanding. You become more patient. You become more forgiving automatically because you have connected to the source of those godlike powers. Godly powers are from Sri Krishna. When you connect to Him, this automatically comes to you and you understand this world. We know it all. That this is a temporary place. Temporary. Nobody is here permanently. Like the Bible said, life is a bridge, cross over it. Do not build thereon. You have to cross over. So, udhar jana hai, ghar jana hai humko, and that's what these great books of scriptures. They're talking about our relationships. ऐ जीव तेरा नित्य नाता श्री कृष्ण से ही है और उनसे अपना संबंध है, इसको जानो और मानो और उनसे मिलने का एक इच्छा, a desire. That desire will take you. आप लोग सुनते हैं ना, जो तू धावे एक पग तो मैं धाऊं साथ. You take one step there and automatically you'll start to see the change in your life. So this is the philosophy of the Gita. How do we attain? By the practice of karma yoga. He is with me, I am not alone, and then some time of the day, it has to be karma sannyas sadhana, which is referred in the Gita as well. At that time, I am a soul. मैं किसी का बाप, किसी की बहन, किसी की बीवी, किसी का कुछ नहीं. मैं श्री कृष्ण का हूँ और श्री कृष्ण मेरे हैं. For that little time of half an hour, 1 hour, whatever you devote, come to the soul platform. I'm a divine entity. And you meditate upon the loving, all-merciful form of Sri Krishna, and then that comes easily more. There is more focus if you take the divine name at the same time. Bhagwan naam lete hue chanting. That's what's been specified as the process in the age of Kali Yuga, not mechanical. किसका नाम ले रहे हो? वो आपके हैं. जैसे आप अपने गप्पू पप्पू जैसे ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन का कितने प्यार से लेते हैं, और अगर पड़ोसी भी नाम लेता है तो कितनी खुशी होती है वो नाम सुन के. ऐसी ना खुशी कृष्ण नाम सुन के होती है. कुछ अंदर कुछ ऐसे फील होता है, गुदगुदी सी होती है. इसने राधे कहा, कृष्ण कहा, मैंने कृष्ण का नाम लिया, इसने ये मेरा अपना है कोई. तो ये फीलिंग रिलेशनशिप से होती है. तो जब हम ध्यान करें, when we sit for meditation, chanting helps tremendously. And in this age of Kali Yuga, the important process is divine name. Kali में एहो पुण्य गुण गोविंद गाए. And the most important verses in the Guru Granth Sahib, राम नाम उर्मे गयो या के संग नहीं कोय, जेहि सुमिरत संकट मिटे, दरस तुहारे. The power of the name. जैसे आप नाम लेके किसी को बुलाते हैं ना संसार में, मुझे बुलाया. जब आप राम का नाम लेंगे वो सुनेंगे, इसने मुझे बुलाया. और एक दिन सही बुलाना उनको आपके सामने खड़ा कर देगा तो दर्शन ही नहीं मिलेगा. संकट तो दूर भागेंगे, माया रूपी अंधकार. और वो दिन हम कृतार्थ हो जाएंगे. उनका आनंद जो अनादिकाल से हम खोज रहे हैं, वो तो प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं कि कब आए हैं, हम उसको अपने आनंद में सराबोर करेंगे. तो with these words we end this it seems like 4 days, we've been together for a long time. Yes, but these are pearls of wisdom. Keep them with you, let them grow. So whenever Sri Krishna wills, I'll always be here for you. And it's been a part of my life that I come to England every year for about 4 or 5 months. I travel around. So you can always link up and find out if there are any programs nearby, or if you can inspire somebody else in that part where these talks or some programs are on, then they will also take benefit. And you're always welcome to connect, ask questions, whatever you want to, because this is the supreme purpose of human life. And I would be most happy to be able to, with whatever powers I've got through grace, it's not my own, it's with grace, that I would certainly help you in this journey towards the divine for which he came to this earth. And he's still with us. As I said, you can still hear his voice, still have his darshan. The power is still there with you in the form of, it's like a living Jagat Guru with you, with technology. So I thank all of you here for coming and listening so attentively. I must say that many a times in temples I have a very, very distracted audience because hopefully it's not going to happen in future. I can see that this place is wonderful, very promising, with very hard working. I can see the people who are involved in this project. They're all very, very hard working and they've got a dedication towards it. And with the Lord's grace, this will definitely happen. And just keep this beautiful place the way it is and not people coming to the front, ringing the bells, distracting. You will not disturb. But in many temples, that's why I prefer going to halls. So this was like giving a lecture in a hall. No disturbance, everybody is paying. And as I said, you need to pay attention. Every word is important. It's not a story. This is what happens in Bhagavad Gita. People go there, probably dressed up, they meet each other, there's talking going on and on. But here, I had absolutely, literally pin drop silence. Surprisingly, even children were silent. All Sri Krishna's grace. So, I thank all of you for accepting these beautiful teachings of my Divine Master. And for me, I'm pleasing him and Sri Krishna by spreading his wonderful guidelines to his children in this material world so that they move home someday and hopefully sometime we will meet again. And I would request you, I would pray to you that keep these teachings and try to put them into practical form. Then you'll see the change. Whilst you're listening to me, it seems you're getting the answers, but hold on to this belt and increase it through whatever you have there, whatever you've taken it. Please make a revision of it, and you'll find a very wonderful change in your life within no time if you dedicatedly follow this. So, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Srimad Satguru Sarkar ki. Bihari Guru Balihari, Balihari Bihari Guru Balihari, Balihari Bihari Guru Balihari, Balihari Bihari Guru Balihari Guru Balihari
Hari Bol.